No other teachers out there have explained law of attraction to you properly. Hi, I'm Jay Rise, a natural-born teacher, and in this video, I'm going to explain to you the law of attraction in a way that truly clicks. But first, please note that I'll be using words which many people get confused on, such as desire, belief, effort, and more. I don't have time to explain them here, so if there's any word you're not certain about, please check out my Law of Attraction glossary at jrise.me/primer. There are two reasons a person fails to accomplish anything. One, they don't understand it, and two, they fail to apply it. Let's start with that first issue, understanding law of attraction. You can understand law of attraction with 7 simple principles. Ready? Let's go. First principle, every reality begins as a universal desire. This means that every physical reality you can point out originally began as energy. You quenching your thirst with a glass of water began as a seed desire in the universal imagination. You graduating school began as a seed desire in the universal imagination. You becoming a billionaire began as a seed desire in the universal imagination. So whether you believe in the Big Bang, the universe, God, or something else, the fact is every physical reality began as energy somewhere in the great beyond, or the vortex, or the Father, or someone's imagination, or Plato's cave, or whatever you want to call it. I'll call it the great pool of universal desire, or universal desire for short. As a child, you understood this simple concept. You innately understood that you could use your imagination to plant seeds in universal desire. You knew that once that was done, the process of manifestation had begun, and all you had to do was manage it to fruition. This is how you grew so fast as a child and navigated life easily and manifested so many things. Second principle, to manifest a desire into reality, certain criteria must be met. This applies to every experience too. In order for a drink to reach your lips, certain criteria must be met. In order for a plant to blossom, certain criteria must be met. In order to get a plane off the ground, certain criteria must be met. Basically, if the needed criteria are met, desired results will occur. And if the needed criteria are not met, desired results will not occur. The same goes for manifesting through law of attraction. To manifest a desire into reality, certain criteria must be met. And that's it. Nothing else. Third principle. The 3 manifestation criteria are A, reasonable desire levels, B, significant belief levels, and C, minimal resistance levels. Here's an analogy that might make things clearer. Your desire is like a seed, and it needs to be a reasonably healthy seed. An idle, fleeting desire like, I wonder what it would be like to be president, probably won't cut it. That's weak sauce. You'll manifest better with a strong, pure, healthy seed. Something like, I desire to experience my freedom through the avenue of financial wealth. Your beliefs are like the soil that you plant your desire in. Weak beliefs are basically dry, parched, cracked soil devoid of nutrition. Strong beliefs are healthy, nutritious, fertile soil. And as your beliefs change over time, so does the soil that you plant your desire in. Your resistances are like pests. They're insects that bite and tear into your desire. One day you're believing strongly and purely in your desire. The next you're doubting it, resisting it, and limiting it. And each bit of resistance is like a beetle chomping into your manifestation, slowing it down, hurting it, crippling it, even killing it, and forcing you to start all over with a new seed. If you want the seed of your desire to blossom into fruition as a physical reality in your life, all 3 criteria must be within reasonable levels. And these levels must be maintained for an appropriate duration. Just like a plant must be cared for until it matures. At this point, I usually get the classic question, but how long till I manifest? Well, every manifestation has its own time, just like every plant does. And an expert gardener can heavily influence how fast a plant grows by making sure it has a strong seed, great soil, and by keeping pests away. Same goes for an expert manifester. An expert manifester can heavily influence how fast the seed of their desire blossoms into reality by making sure it has strong beliefs as soil and soothing as many resistances as possible. And if your desire doesn't blossom in a satisfying way, it's because you, yes, you, f***ed up one of the 3 key criteria. Simple. In that case, you either don't have enough desire, your beliefs are too weak, or you've allowed too much resistance to eat away at your manifestation. Or some combination of all 3. Rarely, a person does have all 3 criteria correct, but then they don't sustain it for a long enough duration for their manifestation to mature into a physical reality. 4th principle. You're born with tools to influence all 3 criteria in your favor. Just like a gardener has fertilizer for nutrition and pesticide for pest removal, you have the tools needed to harvest all of your dreams. The main tools are appreciation and imagination, both of which nourish and fertilize your desire, and meditation and perspective, both of which soothe and minimize your resistance. And appreciation, meditation, imagination, and perspective are with you at all times. So they're your sovereign power of manifestation. And they're also the roots of every LOA teacher's methods, processes, protocols, and techniques. So it's vital that you assess yourself honestly. Take a look and see if are you under-practiced and bad at the manifestation tools, or B, average at it, or C, practiced and pro and expert at manifestation tools. Because self-delusion and self-denial are extremely tempting. No one wants to admit they might not be as good as they think. Everyone wants to paint a happy face on things and pretend they're doing fine at manifesting. But any self-delusion or self-denial about what I've taught so far prevents you from controlling your manifestations, therefore prevents you from realizing your dreams. So, it may be wise for you to rewatch this video carefully, really thinking about the principles. It may be wise for you to take stock of your law of attraction understanding and practice to date. Anyway, onward. 5th principle. Using manifestation tools is a lifetime practice. A skilled gardener doesn't nurture what he's planted one day, then abandon them the next, just because something hasn't sprouted from the ground yet. Instead, a skilled gardener dedicates time, energy, and attention to nurturing his plants without obsessing over them. He gives them an appropriate amount of love and care each day, then moves on to other plants, revisiting the initial ones again later. And a skilled gardener doesn't plant seeds once, and if they fail to sprout, gets mad at gardening and rages at gardening and gives up on gardening altogether. And same goes for law of attraction. It seems pretty obvious when phrased this way, but you'd be surprised how many people don't realize that these same concepts of gardening apply to manifestation. Many, instead of sticking with their manifestation practice and practicing it for a healthy, fulfilling amount of time daily, just nurture their desires sporadically. They take care of resistance randomly and give up altogether, raging at law of attraction when nothing sprouts into reality. Most people who try to manifest, A, don't understand how to influence the criteria well at all, B, don't know how to practice adjusting the criteria at all, or C, a blend of both. And like a clueless gardener who barely practices gardening, this is a recipe for failure. Mastering manifestation is a lifelong practice of adjusting your beliefs, energizing your desires, and soothing your resistance. It's a lifelong practice of appreciation, meditation, imagination, and perspective. It's a lifelong practice of increasing awareness of your thoughts, moods, and choices. And those 5 rules are all you need to understand law of attraction. That's it. But like I said in the beginning, understanding isn't everything. There is also applying. And so the final 2 principles will deal with practicing and applying it. And once we're done with those, I'll give you the 3 simple steps to manifest anything you want. Sound good? Let's go. 6th principle, results reflect practice. And straight up, poor law of attraction practice is everywhere. Manifestation could be compared to writing in this case. Lots of people understand how to write. They get that you put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard and translate thoughts into words. They understand that the best writers use particular phrasing for their words or apply artful techniques to their writing and storytelling. Yep, lots of people understand how to write, but how many actually study and practice until they're good at it? Same thing goes for law of attraction. Earlier, I explained law of attraction well enough for just about anyone to understand it. But I can show this video to lots and lots of people, and suddenly lots and lots of people would understand law of attraction. The question is, how many of them would actually study and practice it, apply what they've learned? Go ahead, take a guess. If I showed this to 100 manifestor wannabes, how many of them do you think would actually take the time to practice properly? It's important to think on this because the same way a lifetime of basketball practice was done by Michael Jordan or a lifetime of martial arts practice was done by Bruce Lee, the kind of practice that deliberate manifestation requires can only be done by someone who's truly passionate about it. And most people just aren't. Most people don't have fun practicing manifestation the way Jordan enjoyed basketball. Most people don't take a hard look at their practice and admit it's not up to par the way Bruce Lee reviewed his punches and kicks. And most people don't make room in their life for meditation, appreciation, imagination, and so on, like a student truly dedicated to their craft does. And even if you just want to be a hobby-level manifester, it still takes way more practice with way more heart than most wannabes are willing to put in. I cover manifestation practice more in my article, Law of Attraction, Getting Motherfucking Results, which you can find at jrise.me/results. 7th principle, your practice embodies methods personal to you. There are so many methods to practice meditation, appreciation, imagination, and perspective. Some are more suited to beginners, others to experts, but none of them are really necessary. Why? Because all that matters is that you're strengthening your beliefs and soothing your resistances, and that can be done alone on a desert island. Tweaking the 3 criteria for manifestation can be done countless ways, and there are no rules for which methods or processes to use. This is because there are 8 billion humans on Earth, each one a unique blend of desire, belief, resistance, and talent. The only way to find which methods work for you is to tune in to your true emotional guidance and follow its impulses towards feeling better until you zero in on methods that work for you. This may mean experimenting with multiple methods. It may mean creating your own method from scratch. It may mean sticking with one method forever. It may mean hopping methods month to month. It's all individual, and any teacher who tells you otherwise is lying. This is why we have so many people on the earth. Each one is to bring their own unique journey and perspective. Like snowflakes are all made of H2O, manifestors are all made of desire, belief, and resistance. But we're still each a unique blend of those things, which means we'll have a unique blend of methods or techniques that work for us. At this point, even though it's abundantly clear that successful manifestation means solid understanding, significant practice, and letting our feelings guide us to the methods that suit us, people always ask me, what does Jay recommend? I may make a video on that, but it's not really important because there are thousands out there. I've used focus wheels, belief ladders, affirmations, and more. For you, for now, just Google manifestation exercises and start going down the rabbit hole, stopping to play with any method that speaks to your emotional guidance or intuition. One important thing before you explore any methods, there are 2 core beliefs to take care of before you get any results. A, that you are an infinitely powerful creator, capable of manifesting anything you want, even if you don't quite realize it yet. And B, that you change quickly and easily, even if you don't quite believe it yet. Without these 2 core beliefs, your manifestations will be minimally effective at best and backfire at worst. So there you have it. The first 5 principles explained how to understand law of attraction, and the last 2 principles explained how to apply yourself to practicing it. And that's basically it. If you understand each one deeply and apply each one correctly, your manifestation is guaranteed. Yes, there are some nuances here and there, and yes, there are some weird edge cases that are hard to grasp, but for the majority of viewers, this is more than enough instruction for you to create a full life, brimming with mansions, Lamborghinis, beauty, love, better sex, whatever you want, even a peaceful life on a farm or forest. You don't need thousands of YouTube videos. You don't need to read hundreds of books. You just need to understand these 7 principles to turn imagination into reality. Then engage in structured, focused, enthusiastic practice until you're a skilled manifester, realizing whatever you desire. Once you understand it, all that's left is practice. And your practice only takes 3 simple steps. The steps aren't very complicated. People have been using them to realize their dreams for centuries, and you can too. What are they? 1, strengthen your desire. 2, soothe your resistance. 3, strengthen your belief. These 3 steps were founded on the 7 principles I explained earlier, and you were born with the ability and tools to apply them. You have thousands of thoughts, moods, and choices that you manage daily, and you're empowered with the ability to adjust them. Adjusting your thoughts, moods, and choices every moment with any method that works for you is how you practice the 3 steps of manifestation. Adjusting them is how you strengthen your desire, soothe your resistance, and strengthen your belief. But note, you can learn more about terms like desire, belief, and resistance in my LOA glossary over at jrise.me/primer. Practice those well and you'll manifest well. Practice those poorly and you'll manifest poorly. It's that simple. But there's a big difference between true practitioners and wannabes. And now that you have the understanding I've given in this video, it's your practice that decides which camp you fall into. I personally believe what I've taught here cuts through the fog left by other LOA teachers. I personally believe that the information here is powerful enough to elevate humanity so we all become deliberate manifestors, creating the lives we want. I personally believe that if you internalize everything here carefully and apply it wisely, that you have just turned a major corner in your life and massively up-leveled to a new, better version of you. But it's not what I believe that matters. What do you believe? Do you believe that I made this with intense love and goodwill towards you? Do you believe that there's enough here for you to get the hang of manifestation? Do you believe that you've just taken a huge step towards becoming a master manifester, and your reality will reflect that back to you as long as you commit to practice and sustaining your beliefs, desires, and soothing resistances? Or do you believe these are just hollow words from some dude on YouTube? Because whatever you believe, you'll achieve. Together we rise.